It was a dark and stormy night in the small town of Ravenwood. The rain was pouring down in sheets, and the wind was howling like a pack of wolves. Most people stayed indoors, but not Sarah. She was a thrill seeker, and the thought of being out in a storm gave her an adrenaline rush. Since she didn't have any friends to go with, she decided to take a walk by herself. As she walked through the deserted streets, she heard a faint sound coming from an alleyway. She cautiously approached the alleyway and saw a man holding a young boy who was crying and begging for help. The man's eyes were dark and lifeless, and Sarah knew she needed to take action. "Let the boy go!" Sarah yelled, trying to sound brave. The man turned to her and smiled, showing off his rotting teeth. "This little boy is going to be my new plaything," he said in a sinister voice. Sarah tried to back away as the man slowly approached her, but he was too fast. He grabbed her by the hair and dragged her into the alleyway. The boy was left behind, screaming for someone to help him. Sarah's captor was a sadistic man who enjoyed torturing young girls. He took her to a hidden room in the basement of an abandoned building, where he had a collection of other girls who had suffered the same fate. Sarah was tied up and left in the dark, damp room for days without food or water. Her captor would come down occasionally to torture her, leaving fresh cuts and bruises on her body. She was forced to watch as he tortured the other girls, some of whom he had already killed. As the days went by, Sarah started to memorize the layout of the room and the sounds of her captor's footsteps. She waited for the perfect opportunity to make a run for it. One day, her captor left the room unlocked, and she was able to escape. She ran through the dark, empty streets, not knowing where to go. She was covered in blood and bruises, but she didn't stop until she found a police station. The police took her in and listened to her story, but the man was never caught. Sarah lived the rest of her life in fear, always looking over her shoulder and wondering if he was still out there, waiting to take her again. The town of Ravenwood became known as a place where young girls would disappear without a trace. Sarah's story became a cautionary tale for those who dared to wander out into the stormy night alone. Her bravery, however, inspired many girls to be more cautious and alert to the dangers lurking in the dark. She became a symbol of strength and resilience for the town, and her memory was honored for generations to come.